on around the northwest through until 2:30 this afternoon. Now, Ciara's Catch, the Shine's Seafood Story and Recipes, is the debut cookbook from Ciara Shine of Shine Seafood in Killybegs. And she helps to run her family business there. The book explores some of the traditions that have shaped her love of fish, including, of course, having fish most Fridays. And loads of recipes in the book. And we're going to find out more now because Ciara joins us. Ciara, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Thanks for having me on the show. How are you keeping?
Good. Fish every Friday. You obviously grew up with that tradition, like a lot of people.
We definitely did. Many people may not know before we entered into the seafood retail business, we ran what I would consider a very successful and tasty fish and chip shop in Killybegs for the guts of 20 years. So we had fish on a Friday always, and then we were very fortunate to have it available any other day of the week for that matter.
So you had tasty fish every Friday because
Oh, we
sometimes
did.
when the tradition is every Friday, the recipes can get a bit strained. But in this book, you include, well, it's a wide, they're all accessible, but there's a wide variety of them. And you include recipes for tinned fish, which some might go, oh, hang on a second now, tinned fish. But in keeping with the family business, it's amazing how versatile a tinned fish can be.
It is. And tinned fish really in the last number of years is getting its time to shine, and it's getting its time in the spotlight as being something that is affordable, accessible, sustainable. And like that, with any of these recipes, you can chop and change out the fish. You can chop and change it even for a piece of chicken if fish isn't your thing. And what I always say about a tinned product, well, my dad always says, John always says, if you put something good into the tin, you'll get something good back out of the tin. So that's what we strive to do with our products. They're all very high quality, premium Irish seafood products, and they'll elevate any meal you add them to, and they're already cooked. They're
Yeah.
cooked, they're done, they're easy to access. You don't need to keep them refrigerated. They can sit there for weeks, or you can have one every week. And that's across our range of either tuna, mackerel, sardines, and it goes for any tinned product, whether it's beans or soup or whatever.
Fish is so easy to cook, but it just the notion of cooking fish, it's off-putting for some people, even if they do like fish. The beauty of the tin variety is it's freshly cooked when it goes in there and
God.
lasts for ages, and it's so much easier to handle.
It is. And part of our business as well, John, it's not always been about, obviously, I want to sell loads and loads of our own Shines products, but it's about promoting the consumption of seafood. And generationally, people have been scarred from either having badly handled fish or fish on a Friday, like we were saying, that was maybe caught on a Monday and not well refrigerated and made you sick for the rest of the week, or there was bones in it. And there were many things, I suppose, that would have put people off fish, and rightly so. But I always say to people, if you're not going to use maybe our products and you are going to your local fishmonger, talk to them, strike up conversation, tell them what you're going to use it with, ask them maybe to portion it, or the vast majority of it now will be boneless, but maybe skin it or get some recipe ideas or just suggestions. And it is so versatile and so easy to cook. And it's an easy digestible protein as well. So it really has a lot going for itself. If we could just convince more people to try it, it would be nice.
And the beauty of it is, if you buy it from a fishmonger, just ask them to skin it or take out the bones, and that makes it a lot easier to handle then if you're a wee bit weary.
It does. And a lot of fishmongers as well across the country will have cook bags as well for your fish. So you don't even have to handle it. Some people are even squeamish about handling meats or fish or things like that. And it'll maybe draw them towards maybe something that's highly processed or packaged or a ready meal, which there's nothing wrong with some of those things. But if you want to maybe improve your nutrition and improve your meals and improve what you're cooking, the cook bags are a great one for fish. You put them in the oven. I think some of them are maybe even microwave friendly, and more often than not, you can add a bit of flavored butter or garlic or something to it, and you've got a killer meal in very little time at all.
And now we all have air fryers. So do you
You
use an
do.
air?
I don't have an air fryer now,
Oh, okay.
but
I was
an
looking.
exceptional way to cook anything, I believe.
Yes, I was looking at a recipe during the week there, which I think I'll try at the weekend for another chef, not for you,
Yeah.
and it was to do with salmon and just a little bit of soy sauce and the
I think
honey.
I watched the same one as you did. It looked great.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Uh,
And again, any fish dish, if it's salmon or if it's cod or if it's monkfish or whatever it is, because it's so versatile, you can chop
mm,
and change that. So if you didn't have salmon in your fridge, use a bit of cod or use a bit of monk or use a bit of hake or anything like that. Really, really easy to
uh,
chop and change.
for me, there's nothing like just a bit of fried fish. Now, whether that's put in batter and deep
Oh, I
fried, or
know.
whether it's just rolled in flour and done on the pan, I
Yep.
just so the key is just cooking it just right, not overcooking it so it's all flaky before you get it off the pan, but just cooking it enough. And
Yep.
it's such a simple,
It is
delightful
hard to beat. And
pleasure.
one thing I would recommend, a good tip of mine, if you are frying a piece of fish, is try to fry it with the skin on. It actually holds it together a lot better. And then if you want to eat the skin, it's entirely up to yourself, but it makes the cooking process a lot handier at times.
Okay, which side first?
I would do a skin side down,
Yeah.
skin side on the pan first, so you can give the skin a good roast, and then you can finish off the top afterwards.
And you include some recipes for simple, just pan fried fish, but lots
I
of
do
other
indeed.
recipes as well, which you've gathered up. I mean, recipes that you've had over the years in the family, but from other sources as well.
I have. So the original idea for the book, I suppose, was an educational piece, and then it kind of got downgraded to as little as a flyer and a gathering of the recipes that I really enjoy most. And over time, it developed. And I'm not a chef and I'm not a nutritionist. I don't claim to be any of those things across any time that I speak to anybody. So I have a good 14 recipes of my own personal favorites that my husband loves, that my kids love, and friends and family alike. If I'm having them over, I will cook for them regularly. I've actually converted quite a few people to eating fish dishes just by doing them well and
Okay.
introducing them to them. So I decided we have an ambassador program that we've been running for the last number of years, and we deal with people that are anyone from big chefs to social media influencers to just people that have a passion for cooking. And I invited a lot of them to contribute a recipe if it's something they were interested in. Now, some of these people, like I said, are really big personalities online, and some of them are not, but some of them are nutritional experts. One lady is a skin expert. She has a skin food salad in there. And the recipes that they have brought to the table, like you said about some of the recipes earlier, they're accessible, they're ingredients that people would probably have on a daily basis. A few of them are a little bit more complex, but the
Mm.
vast majority of them they're quite simple. And because I've got such a broad range of sort of levels of experience from all those other featured recipe authors, it really brought the book to a new level for me.
Well, when we're trying any recipe, whether it's for fish or meat, that the first thing we'll do is we'll look at the recipe and we'll try to work out what exactly we have in the fridge or the cupboard. And if we have most things, then we're more likely to go for it. So having the fewer ingredients in a recipe, the better it is, the more accessible it is.
Oh, absolutely. And like I do that myself. If I'm even Googling a recipe, it'll be quick or it'll be something that has minimal ingredients or like I'm a devil, I don't bake very often, but I never have self-raising flour in the house. So I'm always Googling it's like a recipe with that includes or that excludes something.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously things like AI and ChatGPT, one of the things that they're good for, are definitely generating ideas online. So yeah, like I'm always doing that myself, and I'm always so put off by recipes that have like a million and one recipes and things that are not recipes, ingredients and stuff that you wouldn't have.
What about the family business shines? You seem to be going from strength to strength every time I see in the news it's a new product launch or into a new market, so it's busy.
It is really busy, I have to say. Business has been going really well for us. We're officially in business now just over 10 years, which is very hard to believe. I started off just being an extra set of hands, and now I would say all hands on deck are definitely being well used,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely well used. So we've entered into a couple of different new products. We expanded the range obviously from when we started to just a couple of tuna products on a few shelves to having I think the range that we have is about 30 different products, but you wouldn't see 30 on a supermarket shelf. You would get a lot of those on our shineseafoods.ie. And then there's about, if a store contains or has our full range on shelf, it's about 10 to 14 products, which is incredible considering like it's myself, my mum and my dad manage the business primarily. And then we do have sort of like a couple of different outside companies that we deal with for maybe help with social media and photography and things like that. Um, we always joke that we're jack of all trades and master of none. But I think knowing that at times is a very good skill to have when
Well,
you need to call somebody in for a little bit of extra help.
yeah, but I think you've mastered all the important ones. And
I don't know about that now, but
long may the success continue, and the best of luck as well with this new book. It's called Ciara's Catch: The Shine's Seafood Story and Recipes. It's your debut cookbook. Ciara, thanks a million.
lovely. Thanks a million. Talk to you soon.